Hey, Treasure Hunter. I am actually going to... I got these loads made up with Unique pistol powder for the 405 grain. These are the lipstick bullets, the Acme 405 grain with a high-tech coating on them. I'm going to see where they hit at 50 yards. It's just hitting below the bullseye. And on my last video, got turned around here and got set up, let my barrel cool down. I did shoot a couple of rounds through it to just go ahead and get rid of the ones that I had loaded with an IMR 8208 because they wasn't at 50 yards all that accurate. These are supposed to be running, I think, around 1,300 foot per second. I'd have to look at the load data again. But I'm going to go ahead and send two of these. That's all I got left. I think I'm going to load these with a Unique powder because at 50 yards it's stacking them pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and shoot two out here at 100 and see where they hit. I'm going to aim at that center top orange circle. That's a 3-inch circle, and the circle inside this scope just covers that. So let's see where they hit compared to where my hand loads hit. Man, that's a powder puff. It really is. Well, that hit way low. See where it hit down there below that? Alright. Let's see here. No, I don't know where to kind of maybe hold that. I don't know about it. The right and the left. I don't know if that's the wind or what. Let's see here. Well, at 100 they open up. I did aim at a different place that time, and as you can see, they hit up above it, up above that one, closer to where my point of aim was. I was aiming at that center one, but I just wanted to try them out there to see where they hit, because this Fiati 405 grain, they're really going slow. They're real low at 50 yards. My Unique load is better than them are. I'll not shoot, well, I could, nah, I'm not going to shoot them at 100. I got something else I'm going to shoot out there at 100. Oh, put this down. Get out my 338 Win Mag. This is my Winchester XPR 338 Win Mag. I've got, these holes won't be quite as big as them, but they're going to be pretty good size though. Let's see. 225 grain AccuBond with Reloader 23. And I'm using the Reloader 22 load data. So let's see what these shoot. And the bullets and the brass, everything all weighs the same on these three. Get my magazine. Put me three in here. I know you don't like sitting around listening to me jaw. You'd rather see me shoot. So, now I haven't shot this in a while, but we're going to find out what she's doing. Hopefully, these 225s shoot pretty good. I hope. Let's see here. Get this up. it situated, I'm going to aim at the top center orange circle. Don't know if these are going to be going faster or slower. Okay, zoom in here. Alright, you ready? Oh wow, just to the left of the bullseye. See where this one hits. Well, right there. Just to the left of the bullseye. Now this is, that first shot was a clean, cold barrel. That's good enough to kill anything at 100 yards I'd be aiming at with this gun. But, made a triangle. Makes you think you're in Egypt, don't it? Looks like a pyramid. Now I've got 3 here loaded the same, but I did this on purpose. The brass, all 3 of them weighs different. I'm just curious. That barrel's pretty warm. Let me let that cool just a minute while I chat with you. I really would like for them 225 grain AccuBonds to work out. There's Reloader 23, Hornady brass. The weight's all the same on the brass. I was curious to how much difference brass weight would make on a load. Now you've seen that group. Now these, bullet, brass, primer, powder, the total weight is, they go from 533.8, 536.9, and 537.7. So let's see how much, because everybody weighs everything. Weigh your brass, separate it. Well, I did that when I started loading for 308 years ago. I'll tell you something. If you did that, you'd probably have 10 pieces of brass that you could actually use, and the rest of it be sitting there. So, the OCW test, I think, would be better because you could use different weights of brass, and it should stay pretty close to the same. But, I'm trying these out. I'll go ahead. That barrel's still warm. I can cook these 3 off, and we'll see. And man, I'll tell you what, this thing don't kick. I love this rifle. I'll still aim at the same target. Top center. A little closer into the orange, but right there are them others. Now remember, these all 3 weigh different. And drop below that. Yeah. 2 of them pretty close. 1 of them moved out. Let's see. Oh no, them 2 wasn't pretty close. That hit next to them other 3. So, the brass weighing different weights, it does make a difference. That's why I like that OCW test, optimal charge weight test that Dan Newberry put out. That's a good rule of thumb to go by. So, now I've got, these are not that accurate. I've got some 250 grain Grand Slams from Speer. I've got these loaded with Reloader 16. This is before I got the Reloader 23. And I'm going to let this barrel cool down before I shoot these. I'll go ahead and put them in the magazine. But these are, I actually like these bullets. They're kind of they're a good looking bullet. The tip is a flat point. Let's see. Let me bring you back in here. Yeah, it targets 100 yards away, but it looks like 1,000,000 miles, don't it? Yeah, buddies. There's my Winchester XPR. Get you zoom back out there. Take my earmuffs off there. It's some electronic Caldwells. I like them. They work real good. Got my Missions cooling hat on. I don't know. It might work, it might not. I got it wet and put it on. It seemed to help for a little bit, and now it just seems like it's helping hold the heat in. Although I do have a Missions American flag towel if I had it wet. It was wet earlier and I hung it up. It's dried out. But this is a Spear. See if you can see that. 250 grain. See, it's kind of a flat point. It's a good looking bullet though. It's a flat base too. It ain't a bolt tail. 338 Win Mag. Federal gold medal match Magnum primers with Hornady brass. On the shoot, when that cools down, that barrel's still pretty. That's grilled cheese warm. Of course, it's a thin barrel, 26-inch long. And when you cook off 6 rounds through it, it's going to get warm. So anyway, just wanted to show you that. I am going to try these other ones here in a few minutes. Then I'm going to do another video on my 22 Winchester Magnum. But the Fiatchi in my 4570 is this cowboy action stuff. 405 grain flat round nose flat point Starline brass. It shoots pretty good. I mean, it's okay. For plinking 50 yards or less, it'd be fine. It shoots really low at 50 yards compared to my 300 grain load that I've got that's running out about 2,139 foot per second, you know, or 2,070, right around 2,100. And but then the lipstick bullets, some Acme 405 grains, I got them in and loaded them with a Unique. Now they shot real good right here. Out there they opened up quite a bit, but I think I'll load the 405 grain hard cast lead Acme coated, high tech coated. I'll load them with that Unique powder. What I got left of it, I don't have a lot, but I'll load them with it because at 50 yards they work fine. And if I'm going to use that bullet, it's going to be at 50 yards. Most of the time around here in East Tennessee, you're looking at black bear, deer, wild hogs, about it. So I think the 300 grain Hornady hollow point will be just fine for any of that. I know people that they're shooting them at a lower velocity and killing. They've said they've killed the elk and stuff with them, and I believe it. But mine's 18.5-inch barrel over, so it's going to be going a lot slower. So I'll just keep my 300 grain load and my scope zeroed for that. And then I'll load that Unique with them 405 grains and I'll use them for 50 yards. Even at 100 out there, them two shots, if I hadn't to change my point of aim, may have been right beside each other. I changed my point of aim trying to see if I could get it up toward where I was aiming. They'd have been probably, I did hold up and I held over, so they'd have probably hit right next to each other out there. So I would say the Unique powder charge with them 405 grain bullets would have been pretty accurate out there. The velocity is probably not that high, 1300, 14, you know, somewhere in there range. Way lower than my 300 grains out there, but at 50 yards they're so close and they're just, they look like almost dead center right and left. So out to 50 yards, that round will work. Now, them Acme bullets, I got them, and I weighed every single one of them. I only got 100 of them. It was $29.99 for 100. I got 100 of them, thought I'd try them. I weighed every one of them. I had 8. I had 8 of them bullets that actually weighed 405 grains. I had several that weighed 401 grains. I had one that weighed 406 grains. And, well, 405.9. Might as well say 406. And the biggest bulk of them bullets was 402 to 403.7 grains. And I kind of clumped all them into one lot. I marked on top of the bullets, you know, if it's 401, I put 1 on it. And that's what I shot with that unique, was a 401 grain. And one that weighed 405, them 8, I marked them with a 5 on the flat point on the front. That way I would know when I loaded them. So, still hot. Of course, it's 90 something degrees today. It's still hot.